This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus, and so, as you guys have noted of late, I've been getting really socially and I guess politically charged because of things that have been going on in the media. Of course, the inspiration started with the election, but that was because, as I've stated many times before, there's just so many social issues that I have been fearful of coming to a head. And sadly, in some cases, it seems like things are working towards that direction to where my fears may come true, and I don't like that shit. In particular, all the stories you keep hearing about racial incidents, like recently just heard someone painted swastikas on Adam Yacht's Yacht. Forgive me for butchering his last name, but member of the BC Boys had a memorial park dedicated to him, and someone came through, painted some swastikas on there, and had a racially charged message as well. The significance of that is that they went after a Jewish person, a Jewish park, a park named after a Jewish celebrity. I don't know why they felt the need to do that. Adam Yacht has done nothing but make great music with the Beastie Boys. I mean, if you guys know of some transgression that he imposed upon this nation or a particular group of people that would spark them to defame the park named after him, please let me know. Otherwise, it's just another senseless act of racism that really doesn't need to be done. But times right now are pretty crazy. People are doing some wild stuff. So, with that being said, it was pretty apropos of what happened at a performance of Hamilton on Broadway. Now, everybody, if you don't know the whole story, here's how it goes. So, on a performance of Hamilton, Mike Pence, the vice president-elect, attended the show. He got booed a little bit in the beginning, which happens. Again, for all those who are feeling outraged at the vice president being booed, we've seen presidents, vice presidents, diplomats, celebrities, all types of manner of people booed. Hey, it comes with the territory. Not everybody's going to love you. And in particular, when you are a member of a political campaign that was highlighted by divisiveness, racial divisiveness, religious divisiveness, sexual divisiveness, just you name it, whatever negative. You kind of have to expect it. I'm sure he was just like, okay, yeah, I figured this was gonna happen, whatever. But show went on, you know, everything. At the end of the show, one of the cast members decided to address the vice president. He mentioned that the vice president was here. People tried to boo, but he, told them, don't boo. There's nothing to boo here. There's no reason to boo him. He then went on to give a short speech where he thanked the vice president for showing up and appreciated him for being there, and that he just wanted to give him a message that this cast and this show itself are two examples of the diversity and the differences that make up the United States, and that we hope that this show would inspire you to not only take up action for one group of Americans, but to take up action and be protective and be considerate of all Americans, no matter what, you know, their backgrounds are. That's not exactly what the message was, but that's pretty much how the message came out to be. I will put a link in the description so you can actually see the video of him speaking on it himself. You can go on Twitter and you can see the transcript of it. Basically, he was just saying, hey, Mr. Vice President, we just want you to do best by all people in this nation. That was it. So, Vice President-elect Trump decides to go off because, God damn it, this just not can stand. He goes off half-cocked talking about how they were basically harassing Mike Pence and how disrespectful that was and how they owe him an apology for harassing him. To which the cast member, I believe his name's Andre Dixon, don't quote me on that. Again, I'll try to have the links to all of this in the description. But he replied, he was like, having a conversation isn't harassment, which is true. He did not berate the vice president. He actually defended the vice president when people started to heckle him. And he did nothing that hasn't been done to previous vice presidents, and again, celebrities of varying degrees, especially those who have a history of having said or being involved in actions that aren't necessarily positive. And, you know, it was a really good, touching, heartfelt speech that, if anything, was just an appeal to the man's better sensibilities. He wasn't disrespectful. He didn't say anything derogatory towards him. He didn't yell at him. What the hell is Trump talking about? But this has become like a big thing now. It's exploded. People reacting on all sides. Celebrities going crazy on Trump for what he said. The debate between the experts and political parties is just going off again. And to be quite honest, there really shouldn't be no big to do, because at the end of the day, the cast member of Hamilton did no wrong. He did nothing but, oddly enough, this is the thing that makes this all funny. All he did was exhibit his constitutional right for freedom of speech. And the reason I laugh is because, the Constitution has always been used in certain situations by people like Trump to try to say our Constitution is being treaded on. We're not allowed to do what we are supposed to do as a country. Everything's being taken from us. Our freedoms, blah, blah, blah. And he gets upset at somebody actually exhibiting his constitutional right. I don't know. I don't get it. I really didn't think that it was that big of a deal. I mean, he's done what most people do, what people are going to continue to do. They're going to get letters. They're going to get more tweets. They're going to have people doing videos like I'm doing videos. They're going to get all manners of freedom of speech in which people are going to ask the president-elect and the vice president-elect to do something in the name of whatever cause that they are seeking. Same way his supporters are screaming, "Make America Great Again." There are going to be people who are going to be screaming, please don't inter Muslims and don't deport them. Please don't build the wall. And there's, it's going to be messages all over the gamut. It's like, if you can't handle this type of situation as president, how are you going to handle it when you're in face-to-face with a foreign dignitary and they're going to go against something that you suggest, or have harsh words for the way that you treated their country, like we've seen before. Are you gonna just go half-cocked and go on Twitter and say things about them? Are you gonna say it in the face? And this is a part of the whole fear that I've had with this election. Again, it's not the man himself, it's the words, it's the actions. If he behaves in that manner in a diplomatic situation, that's not good. That's a bad reflection. And I think he still doesn't seem to get the idea that you gotta watch what you say. Your personal feelings should be secondary to the ultimate agenda. Blasting the guy from Hamilton does nothing to benefit you, to benefit this nation, to benefit his administration. If anything, it just makes him look bad again. Because, again, this guy didn't do anything disrespectful. He wasn't trying to embarrass the vice president. He wasn't trying to hurt his feelings. He wasn't trying to hurt him, period. But for some reason, this situation got blown out of proportion. Again, just someone asking to be treated with respect and decency. Because the majority of that cast, again, are made of gay, lesbian, minorities, who our president-elect has spoken in harsh tones towards. So yeah, naturally they're going to want to ask, hey, could you be fair? That's it. And when you have the man in the public, what's the problem with saying that to him? Didn't say you suck. Didn't say I hate you. Didn't say you cheated. You know, he respectfully said that he hopes that this will inspire the new administration to keep relations between all groups healthy. That's it. I don't get it. These are strange times. These are very, very strange times. And the internet culture is, driving it in a not so good way, because Trump's reaction was very much internet culture. He just went off half-cocked with no real depth behind his thoughts, and it just became a fiasco. And we're not going to see the end of these type of situations anytime soon. Again, just pray that this man gets enough people who are smart enough to curtail some of his bad habits, so that he could actually have a okay presidency. I'm not going to hope for a great one. I'm not going to say that, but I want it to be okay at least. Let's start small and build our way up, because we have to see where all this is going. Trust me, there's a lot of other things in the situation, like appointments and all of that I could talk about that makes me even more nervous. But I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to hope that somehow, some way, things won't be as bad as I think they're going to be. Mind you, I'm not preaching like doom and gloom, the end of the days type of stuff, but I do think it's going to be rough, especially being an American in this world for a few years. But I am more than happy to be proven wrong on that. So please, all of us should want to be proven wrong on that sentiment, if that's how we feel. But anyway, I'm done. As always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.